So I'm going to start with Colossians 4 in verses 22 to the end of the chapter. It says, "Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing God. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Christ. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respect of persons." And I guess the reason I picked this one was to serve God and not men. I don't I don't know how many of you know, but I hope it's not going to be boring for anyone, but I used to shoe horses full time and still shoe some horses, and it's where God laid on my heart what to talk about while I was shoeing a horse. Because like when we left the Amish, I lost a lot of my shoeing customers, and now I'm getting them back. And I'm like, why do they come back? Because I never they all had other farriers. But I never had a fancy way of shoeing. And there were some people that I told stuff about their horse they did not want to hear. But the reason that they are coming back is because I made their horse happy, not always them. I didn't always tell them the things they wanted to hear. But their horses were happy. Now their horses aren't happy, so they aren't happy. Like, I know a lot of you probably drove horses. How many of you blamed the farrier for something that you could have prevented? Probably I don't know, everyone. Not everyone the same. But one example of not being a man pleaser as a farrier is you need to make the horse happy, not the person. Because if the horse is happy, the person is too. So you come to this new place and the guy is having problems. Like his horse's feet are all cracked up and rotting away. And they're like, what do you do that your horse's feet were so nice? I saw them last Sunday at church. What are you doing? Like, what type of hoof grease do you use? Well, I don't own hoof grease, and I sure don't sell it to people because I hate it and I don't want it. And they're like, well, how can you do it then? And I'm like, well, what are you using? And you open the cabinet, there's 3 or 4 different kinds of hoof grease there. They put it on twice a day and it's not working. And then you just look at the guy like, where's the horse's stall? I'm like, well, over there. Then you look in the stall and you're like, so the horse hoof is rotting and it's cracked. You can't keep a shoe on. So you put oil on the outside when the horse is living in 6 inches of shit and his hoof is never going to be good. Like, you need to clean your stalls. You will never have a hoof unless you clean the stall. You put all the oil on the outside you want. The horse lives in manure, it will always be shitty. Like, there's no way out around it. You can't fix a crack with putting oil on if the crack is caused from manure coming from the bottom. That really turns some people away. I've had people turn around and walk away. Like, this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. You come around 8 weeks later or 7 weeks, and the horse's hoofs are better. And they're like, and then you ask him, like, or you usually I don't ask them. If they want to talk about it, that's fine, but I'm not going to, like, I don't try to prove them wrong on their point of putting hoof grease on. So the horse's hooves are better, and they're like, I didn't believe you last time, but it's actually working. Like the horse's hooves, can you see a difference in the horse's hooves? Yes, you obviously can. I mean, you could see a difference on the bottom before you're going to see a difference on the outside. But somebody sold them something to cure all the cracks, and it does not. Hoof grease, I'm sorry, but in my experience, hoof grease never was something except something to make money off of. Very seldom it does work, but not consistently and not like they say. And I think it could be the same in life. We can say, oh, well, we're doing this or that. Like, and what are we doing? We are just putting religious hoof grease on our heart. Like, if we live in this pen with wet manure, it does not matter how much how much religion we put on our heart. We still live in manure, which is sin in life. And it's hard to know when to tell people, but if they are asking for advice and we just tell them, oh, well, just, like, just go to a different church that they heard that church is good or something. And we know they're living in their pen of manure or sin, and we don't address the sin that they're living on. If we don't tell them that you need to get rid of this manure if you want a clean heart and a clean life, we're just people pleasers, so we just say, oh, well, switch church, instead of actually say, hey, I see a lot of manure, like, here's a fork, get rid of it. Like, sometimes for me, I'm afraid I'm too blunt. If I had enough, I'd just, okay, well, then just get rid of it. Like, but you can't just take you can't take any religion. Like, I know we talk a lot about the Amish, and it's not just the Amish. It's religion in general, all across the board. It's all religion, and you can't set a new rule or a new like, you can't add to any religion. Just like the hoof grease on the horse, you can't add. You can't just put hoof grease on twice a day and expect it to get better if the hoof is already too wet from the manure. But you need to get rid of the manure, and Jesus Christ will give you a clean, dry place to live. Like, it's there's so many things in life that we think we could just not do this or do that, and it's going to take care of the problem. But if there's manure, it's not going to take care of the problem. And yeah, that's about what I have this morning. Like, just if there's manure in your stall, fork it out and get rid of it. No religious hoof grease will ever take care of it. If there's manure, get rid of it, and Jesus will give you a clean place to be.